Welcome, young grasshoppers. This is Sensei A Bib C, bringing you another episode of Pogo Bros. Today, we will learn about the legend of our favorite sumo Pokemon, Hariyama! Alright, enough of that. Hey, ABC here. As I was saying before, we've got some battles in the Open Ultra League with a Shadow Hariyama. With those IVs, it's putting us at a rank 6. So we'll see if it has some bulk. This Sunday, there is a Sparring Partners raid event where Force Palm, where Upper Hand was added into the game as a charge move for a few Pokemon, one of which is Hariyama. And basically, it's a mix of Crunch and Aqua Jet, Psy Shock, Sludge, in the sense that it's 70 power, 40 energy, and has a 30% chance at debuffing the opponent's defense. So it's a really good move. On a Pokemon like Hariyama, we can see if it makes it any more viable in the Ultra League. But either way, I think we're guaranteed to have some fun here. And then we've got a shiny Drifblim in the back, along with our safe swap Golisopod. And we'll need some help because Hariyama doesn't really have much coverage. But we'll see what happens. Let's go. Alright, into the first battle. Yep, really bad lead here. So this is why we have a couple of the Pokemon we do in the back, so that way we can bail and go into some potentially better matchups. But we are hard countered here out of the gate with Drapion, and we shield up that first Crunch, hoping that there was no debuff, and there wasn't. So now we lower their attack with Icy Wind. So now the next Crunch will do less damage. And at this point, we're going to let it through, and as you can see, we were able to tank it, and we're not in danger of being farmed down. So we can see if we can get any shields from this opponent, and we do, so this is fantastic. We're actually going to hard pivot into the Hariyama here, maybe try to catch a Crunch, which we did. Fantastic. We got debuff, though, so that's not fantastic here. And they come in with a Tentacruel, which is a pretty decent hard counter to us. All of our moves are resisted. So we're just going to keep throwing these upper hands, hopefully to debuff the opponent and maybe draw a shield here. The remaining Pokemon that the opponent has, Hariyama doesn't really have good matchups, so we have no problem letting it go. And now we've softened up this Tentacruel for our Golisopod in here. We're eating up these Scalds here, and that's fine because we resist them. And if anything, it gives us more energy from a farm down. But we actually hard pivot into the Drifblim here in order to get this Icy Wind off and debuff this Dragonite. They of course are going to shield, but we get some valuable Astonish damage before farming us down. And now this Dragonite is loaded on energy. We're going to shield up this first Dragon Claw, and then we're going to see what we can do here with this Aqua Jet. It does a lot of damage to the opponent, but not enough though. If we had Liquidation or even Aerial Ace, I think we would have taken out this Dragonite, but they still have 3 Pokemon remaining, so our goose was cooked. GG's. A much better lead in the second matchup here. We have Hariyama into Lapras, and they switch out. Here we're going to stick around a bit, soften up this Drapion. They're going to be spamming out Aqua Tails here. They definitely do not have Sludge Bomb, as most do not have that moveset in this meta right now. We're able to take another Aqua Tail here, and we're farming up energy, and this opponent is just spamming away these Aqua Tails. But we want to get this move off here and see what the opponent wants to do. We throw on less than optimal timing here, but the opponent lets it through regardless. And then they commit back in with the Lapras, and we're able to actually get a move here before getting Psywave down. So there's some of that bulk of Hariyama coming into play there. And this is going to be a very favorable matchup now between the Lapras and the Golisopod. We resist their Sparkling Aria, and then we have an Aqua Jet to go into their ending matchup with the Cobalion, and they see the writing on the wall. They're not going to do much to our Drifblim, and they resign the match. GG's. All right, next matchup, very good lead. Is this Spring Cup? Like, what is this Ferrothorn doing on my screen here? Anyways, they bail out into their Dragalge here, and we have a hard answer for that here. The best they can throw at this point is Aqua Tail. They didn't build up to the Outrage, but we're going to go ahead and shield, or we're going to go ahead and debuff them now. And they actually commit a shield here, so maybe they're playing for Switch. We're going to let this move through, I believe, and it's actually an Outrage, so they take us out, but that's fine with us because we can go for a massive farm down here, because basically for them to do any meaningful damage to us, it's going to have to be with an Outrage. I have no problem shielding once here to farm them down, and they actually go for the Outrage, so we can actually get that farm down, and we're looking really nice here. We're loaded on energy, and they come back in with the Ferrothorn here, and we're able to spam out some X-Scissors if we wanted to, but we're actually going to hard pivot into the Hariyama, but we hold on to our energy, and they come in with a Galarian Weezing, and look at that heavy slam right there. Who says Hariyama has no coverage? That's the coverage you need right there. So now we're able to just start spamming these these upper hands, and we're getting shields with that. These are double resisted, by the way, but these Force Palms are doing a lot of damage, and we actually get to another one. We call that Brutal Swing Bait. Hariyama's totally going off in this end game here. He actually takes out the Weezing, so Hariyama Fairy counter confirmed. And now we have plenty of energy going into this Ferrothorn here. We shield up the move, and then we have another X-Scissor for the road. We don't even need to bother with charge move timing right there because we are well within X-Scissor range for the win. GG's. All right. In this next matchup, we have a Gastrodon here. Again, is this Spring Cup or what? Get some creativity, opponents. Come on now. All right, so we're in this matchup. It's very neutral. We actually get the debuff here, so we're gonna actually one shield them and then go for a farm down. They can bait us if they want to, because the next move will not be an Earth Power either, and we can certainly tank that. You know, decent little bulk on the Hariyama, so, you know, not too bad, especially for a Shadow, so we'll take that. We're going to safe swap now into the Shiny Drifblim because we are resisting these poison jabs, and we're making the opponent decide whether they want to stay in or to get some damage on us. They're opting to get some damage, searching for a debuff. They did not get that, so now we are going to likely, we're going to let this go because we can survive that, and we got off one final move, and they actually make a swap here, but they thought we were throwing a Shadow Ball, so they don't know their Astonish counts, and we just got some really good damage on this Guzzlord right here. Perfect for our energy coming into with the Hariyama. They commit their last shield, and we're looking really good right now. Their attack is debuffed, so we don't have to respect nothing. No respect in this dojo. Alright, so we make sure to throw on good timing here. So this will do a lot of damage to the Guzzlord. They switch out because they didn't want to get farmed down. And now it's just a race to these next two charge moves here. Our best bet is going for the Aqua Jet, as it does more damage than the X-Scissor at this point. And we're going to shield up any Scald. They're going to Acid Spray us, which is fine. Because we're going to get to this move next, which means that we'll be able to take it out. And then we're going to go for a swap. Oh, yeah, no. So, you've seen in past videos, the game will give us one turn switch-in lag, or it'll give the opponent 0 turn swaps. I assumed the game was going to be broken right there and give us a 0 turn swap and we'd knock each other out at the same time, but the game actually decided to work, and as a result, we get Dragon Tail down and we lose that game. So, you know, good job for game mechanics, leads to an L for us. And into this game right here, kind of come into it late. We're in a matchup now with a Golisopod against theirs. We had shielded their first move in case they had Aerial Ace, and we didn't want to take that kind of damage, but now we know that we can take an X-Scissor here, and we're actually going to bank that energy and come in with the Hariyama here. We can take any one move here. They go for the Aqua Jet. We take that decently. We come out now with a lot of energy, but at this point, the opponent is waiting out their switch clock, and we have no business with this Annihilate. We could have thrown a Heavy Slam there, but we wanted to force them to throw energy at this point, because what I'm thinking now is we could get a juicy farm down here. The opponent can do all the counters they want, but they're going to do nothing as they're triple resisted. But we're going to shield up this Rage Fist. We don't want to take that kind of damage, and then we're going to save the energy for what's in the back, which is a Typhlosion, which is very glassy, so they're going to for sure shield this Icy Wind. They throw on alignment there, so they give us a free Astonish, which I will gladly take. That is valuable fast move pressure, and it allows us to get off a move on this next Incinerate. And they actually shield it, or they don't shield this, they let it through. So we're forcing them to throw energy at this while because they are not able to incinerate us down from the debuffs. And because they do that, they go for a swap here to clear their debuff. And then we're able to Shadow Claw them down, and they had shields remaining. So GG's. Little ticky-tacky end game right there, but we got the win. And alright, this next game, we have Lapras up here in the front, and the opponent's staying in, looking to get this Psywave damage. We both strip a shield from each other, and before I swap out, I wanted to see if we can get another shield here. Yes, we do. And so now we're going to come in with the Drift Blim here, and this should be a very good matchup, but the Goodra has Thunder Punch, and it's spamming them out at this rate. I don't want to commit an extra shield. I probably should have thrown before that, but that's okay. We survive on minimal HP. Those XL IVs on this Drift Blim came in handy, so shout out to Drift Blim for that bulk. But now we're kind of in a precarious situation here. The opponent tries to catch an X-Scissor on their Galarian Weezing, but luckily we hold our energy. And now we're going to swap back in with the Hariyama to make them throw energy. We were going for the Heavy Slam. They end up throwing a Brutal Swing. So now that they're clear of energy, what we do is we're going to let this move through. We call the Brutal Swing bait, which is fantastic. And now we're hoping that we can get one move off here and then go for a farm down before they get to another move. And they get one more move through. We're afraid of an overheat at this point, or even a sludge. So now this Lapras has energy to throw. They didn't build up to a Skull Bash or anything like that. But that Sparkling Aria still does a lot of damage. And it's basically a race now to who can farm the other down first. Actually, they get to another move, so they're going to win this game. But again, shout out to Drift Blim for having some decent bulk in that mid-game matchup. I could have played a little better, but congrats to the opponent. GG's. Excellent matchup here in the next game. A Gliscopod safe swap is kind of tough for us. So the idea here is that I go in with the Drift Blim because I do not want it against their Guzzlord, and so it's kind of the expendable Pokemon here. So maybe we can get some shields or soft lose it so we can farm this Gliscopod down. We get a shield here, so this is mission accomplished. We allow the opponent to throw their energy, and so now they take us out. And now that they're debuffed, we can go for a sweet little farm down here. And either way, their Guzzlord has nowhere to go because Gliscopod with energy spells disaster for their Guzzlord. And the opponent realizing this just brings it in now. Maybe he didn't know at the time that we had X-Scissor. We could have had Aerial Ace, but either way, look at this damage right here. So the opponent switches out so they don't get sniped, and they have a Skeledirge in the back. So this is kind of a tough situation here, and honestly, I got lucky right there. Hariyama is so big I could hardly see the Incinerate, so I didn't know how long how long the move was lasting and if I was throwing in good timing. But either way, the opponent, we get a debuff right there, which is actually very critical. The opponent is just going to keep ramping up their Torch Song attack, but they actually switch to clear the debuff, and because they do that, they allow us to actually farm down the Guzzlord before its fast move registers, and now we have a second Aqua Jet before they get to their next Torch Song. So look at that. Boom. That's a chef's kiss in that end game right there. Against all odds, we came through. So in this next lead here, we have a fairly neutral lead. The opponent built up a lot of energy, and I don't want to get sludge bombed. So yeah, we weren't born yesterday. That's a good shield call right there. Even though I'm doing these battles, that was a good shield call. Pat myself on the back. But now we're in this mid-game matchup with the Tentacruel. Unfortunately, they get their Scald debuff, so that these Shadow Balls won't be doing much. But at this point, we're just trying to soften the Tentacruel and see what they want to do here. They're going to go for the Scald and take us out. That's totally fine. We're going to go for a nasty little farm down here. We're going to let this move go through most likely, and it's actually an acid spray. So we take that bait very easily. They come back in with their a Blastoise now, and we have energy to go on this thing. And this is actually a very good matchup for us because we are resisting their rollout damage, and our pace is fairly on par with their Hydro Cannons here. So what we decided to do is we're going to let them move through, and look at that. There is some bulk on this little sumo wrestler right here. Not little, he's pretty big rather. But we get some meaningful damage right there, and we get on CMP ties. So we've pretty much eliminated this Blastoise. They have next to no energy. They actually make a very good catch on their Tentacruel here. But I don't decide to undercharge it because I don't want the poison jab damage to add up here, because that's going to be the most threatening thing at this point. Now they're in with their Drapion, their Shadow Drapion, and oh, we were so close to getting the perfect farm down, but we still have some energy to go into this endgame matchup, and I am so thankful that we didn't get debuff right there, because they do get to a move here, and it's only a Hydro Cannon, so if we were debuffed, this could be a different story, but we go for little bad manners at the end because we can, and that's a win right there. GG's. All right. Fantastic lead here. Shadow Steelix, they go into their Virizion. Battle of the Fighters right now. We can tank one move pretty easily. So we're gonna, man, look at those Force Palms do some damage, and then we get the catch on our Drifblim. That's right. So they do have Leaf Blade. It would have been great if they had Sacred Sword, because that would have been triple resisted. But we'll go ahead and take the single resisted Leaf Blade here. We're gonna respect the Stone Edge. They go for Leaf Blade, so they must have Sacred Sword as their other move. And they come back in with the Steelix. It's not Shadow, actually. So we're just going to build up energy here. I don't think that they are running Crunch, so we can take whatever move, and we do. So we bank that energy now, and we're just going in with the Force Palms right now. Oh yeah, we get that shield right there, and we're right at the next one. The pacing on this move is fantastic with Force Palm, which is probably the best fast move right now, and Upper Hand is one of the best charge moves in the game immediately now. So this is a really cool addition to Hariyama so far. We're gonna sacrifice it. It did its job here. We're gonna get some energy now into the end game, whatever they decide to come in with. Oh, and they have a Guzzlord. So yeah, this is fantastic here. We're able to debuff them, and they can't switch out of there now, and they see the writing on the wall. GG's. All right, a really good lead again. So now we're starting to hard counter them. We got a pretty tough draw in the beginning, but now nature is evening itself out right now. We take that crunch, but it still does a lot of damage, and we got debuff, so we can probably wouldn't survive an Aqua Tail after that. But we switch out to clear the debuff. We've lowered their health now to where an Aqua Jet probably will do the trick here. So we overfarm slightly, and we throw the move to see what they want to do. It does take them out, and they come back on the Credilli, which is interesting because yeah, these Exerzers are going to do a lot of damage, and I think the opponent is now realizing that. So they throw their move. At this point, we are fine with letting the Gliscopod go. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to go in there with our Hariyama and see what they have in the back. And oh, yes. Fantastic. So the opponent was saving their shield for the Golurk in the back, but they didn't realize that we had something that hard counters that. So they can throw their Shadow Punches, and we'll gladly take this energy into the Credilli, permanently debuffing it. They have no Pokemon to switch into, so their attack is permanently lowered. And I don't know why they're staying in right now, but because they decided to waste my time, I'm going to waste their time. Boom! Let's go. Little bad manners never hurt nobody. All right, GG's next matchup. Oh, this is bad. We got hard countered here, so we're going to save swap into the Gliscopod. The opponent stays in, which is actually very good because it misaligns the switch clock, and they go for a brutal swing for some reason. Not sure why, but now they come in with their Dragonite, and we're just going to start throwing these Aqua Jets. As a Shadow Dragonite, they're actually taking decent damage from these, so about 2 Aqua Jets and then some Shadow Claws will do the trick in farming them down. But I think we prefer to just go with the energy at this point. I recognize that Drifblim is probably my win condition here because Hariyama can't really do much against the Galarian Weezing, so we get a 1 Astonish head start on energy. And they should come in with an Alolan Executor. My goodness. And then they decide to make a really good catch on their Galarian Weezing here. So now we're going to return the favor. Yep. We meet again. So, as I was saying earlier, Hariyama really can't do much against Galarian Weezing, but I didn't take into account that we were just absolutely cooking in this battle. We shielded the play rough, and we know our move counts. They're not at another one. We're going to tank this thing. So now we've fast moved down the fairy type, the fairy poison type, and now we're coming into this Alolan Executor with a couple of upper hands, and we just erase their shields right there. They have a lot of energy. I was afraid that they would maybe throw a nuke move right there, but I guess they didn't have enough energy for a Dragon Pulse or Draco Meteor after that. So we're able to knock them out with the Icy Wind, and then we farm down the Galarian Weezing in the back. GG's. Another bad lead here. Man, I've saw this lead like so many times, and you know, we're just going to dig ourselves out of this hole. But we save swap, and again, they stay in, which helps us out. We get the first move in this time, so we're able to prevent them from denying us. And then they make a really good catch here. Man, like, these opponents were good, all right. They were making some really heads-up plays here. That was a fantastic catch, actually. But luckily, you know, we can tank a couple of night slashes here. And we probably could have tried to maybe get cute and catch a Night Slash on the Hariyama, but we're just gonna force palm it down. And they come in with a Golurk, and they have 2 shields. They probably think that we have nothing that can hurt them. Well, we have a Heavy Slam for you, buddy. And you know what you needed right there? You needed to use your shields. But you know what? It's too late. Yep, that's right. So now their Golurk is pretty much neutralized, and now the opponent is getting off their brutal swings now. But we can get off an Icy Wind here. That draws a shield. Our Astonishes are doing considerable damage at this point, and we try to catch a move, but the opponent holds onto their energy, but we're going to force their hand and then get their last shield here with the Aqua Jet. So now that they're debuffed, we'll see what they throw. They only have a Sludge. It does not take us out, and so they try to swap back into their Golurk to clear the debuff, but we farm them down, and then they resign the match. GG's. Another Galarian Weezing in the lead, I swear. And these aren't hand-picked. Like, these are all battles that I did yesterday when there was only like 2 hours left in the Ultra League rotation, and this is just what I got. But so, you know, the game is just, you know, giving us some hard opponents right now, but we're managing it. We've got a little bit of a science here. We're going to stay in this mid-game matchup as long as we can with Golisopod, you know, delay their switch clock. We actually win switch here, so this is fantastic. And I made a mistake here. I should have went for the Aqua Jet. It does more damage than X-Scissor and the same amount of energy, so that was a mistake on my part. I just saw a Dark type, and I just immediately went for the X-Scissor, but fighting resist bug, so it's neutral. But if anything, that gives us a little more farm for the Hariyama here. We can tank any move from the Scrafty. I wonder if they're running upper hand. See, they're running upper hand. Maybe they got a showcase video of their own for Scrafty. Who knows? But clearly ours is on top because we have Force Palm, and they have a Lapras in the back. No big deal. We got another upper hand ready to go. Whew. I don't know what the animation is like. I don't know what upper hand means, but it's a pretty strong move. So probably something. Maybe one of my followers is martial arts oriented and can lead us in the right direction in the comments. So assuming you've also watched this long, but you know, I don't want to assume. And okay, yeah, we tanked that Ice Beam very well, and that was made all in part due to the debuff from the upper hand. So oh, look at that, we had a 5-0 to end the day, and that's with Hariyama. So there you go. It can be viable in the Ultra League, although I think that for it to become like meta relevant, it does need a better coverage move than Heavy Slam. It's not a very good move, and while Heavy Slam does help out with the fairies, you still have to worry about like the Psychic types, the Ghost types, the Poison types, and just Heavy Slam typically will not get it done in that circumstance. But Hariyama is instantly a better Pokemon now that it has the move Upper Hand, and I think it's a really fun pick, and I was glad to get some really good battles with it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you're new to the channel, please leave a like, drop a comment, and maybe subscribe if you enjoyed the content. I'll be pumping out some videos pretty frequently now, so you know, sit back and enjoy the ride. And if you've been a subscriber since the beginning, I appreciate your support. Keep telling your friends, keep, you know, watching the videos, comment, interact with me, tell me what Pokemon you want to see next. But anyways, catch you guys in the next one.